back on dry land, and I thought I'd share with you a recent addition to my own gear, and something that I'm sure would enhance your wildlife journey.
There you are, there you are. Right, so this little device is a thermal imaging camera, and it has been an absolute godsend this week. I can't recommend getting a thermal imaging camera. If you're into wildlife and you want to spot things in the shadows or in the darkness, or you just want to try and locate a species, this is incredible. Now, I have used thermal imaging cameras before, and they've been very expensive. I mean, it's not a new technology. There's a lot of people who use thermal imaging like in engines and for rigs and that sort of thing. But this, to the wildlife market, I know there's the bigger names have been investing quite heavily into that. Whereas the smaller guys like Topdon actually specialise in thermal imaging, not in the optic side. This is their first entrance into the wildlife market. They've done the clip-on iPhone things, which were great, but this is specifically for wildlife watching or spotting. So how it works, you point it at a dark wood or a bush, and it'll pick up the heat source of whatever's hiding within the shadows. And for me, this week I've been watching the deer quite far away in the darkness. Not just in the darkness of night, but in the daytime as well, in the shadows. This picks them out, and it just gives you that third eye. It is absolutely amazing, and going forward I will be using this all the time.
The scope itself can also function as a camera, featuring a long-lasting rechargeable battery and a smart app to complement the device. It allows you to choose between different display modes, it's waterproof, and it's perfect pocket size.
Now, what normally puts people off of thermal imaging and scopes is they think it's cheating. It's not cheating. You're not IDing something, as in you just can't say, oh yeah, that's a willow warbler, or that. You'll see that there is something there. It's just an aid to help you, locate a species. But the other thing is that scopes like this have been synonymous for being very costly. I've used a few, say, on the market that have been, a couple of £1,000 up, and they are very good, but out of my price range. However, I think this sits under £500, which is absolutely incredible for what it is. Anyway, I would wholeheartedly recommend getting one of these if you're into wildlife and you want to spot species in the darkness, in the shadows, in bushes. This will make your life a lot easier.